All right, and so you're watching this video on the YouTube because I'm not in the classroom, but there's a guest teacher in the room. All right, so get excited. It's a review of rectangular prisms, the volume, and the volume of cylinders with me, Mr. Hain. Even though I'm not here, I am like tele here or whatever. I don't know, like virtually there. Yes. So your essential question is something that we haven't talked about, and something I think is actually quite kind of interesting. How are the volumes of rectangular prisms related to the volume of cylinders? What? So they are related. I will describe that relationship today in this video. So take a lead and a cue from the guest teacher in the room and make sure that they are making sure that you are writing down your essential question. It should be written down on that worksheet, not on the back, but definitely on the front, not on the bottom left, but probably on the bottom right where there's space. So, guest teacher, if you would, after I'm done with this opening slide, I'll tell you to pause it and just make sure that everyone's written down the essential question. But before you do, I just want to remind everyone that the summary should be written at the bottom left-hand side of your worksheet. Now, that's the same side that has your name, and make sure that it's there and written as an answer to how these two volumes are related. So guest teacher, if you could pause this video and make sure that they have written down the essential question on the bottom right of their paper and left space for their summary on the bottom left of their paper. I'll be back when you've unpaused. And we're back. Let's mathematical practice number 4. Let's model problems with some math. Okay, so we have one example. Go ahead and flip over your paper, students. Guest teacher, if you could make sure that they have copied and written down all of the work for all 3 examples for this video. The first one is going to deal with volume of rectangular prisms. The second 2 will deal with the volume of cylinders. Okay, guys, so on the back sheet, backside where it's blank, go ahead and write down example 1. Leave your space. You know you're going to have 2 more examples for the volume of rectangular prisms. Okay, cool. So the volume of a rectangular prism. I have this rectangular prism and 8.2 times 6.3 times 12.1. We know that volume is equal to length times width times height. I want to point something out that I might not have pointed out before, but I have a chance now. Length times width is the area of the base. So 8.2 times 6.3 is just the area of the base of that rectangular prism. And then we multiply the area of the base times the height, and that is our volume. So 8.2 times 6.3 times 12.2. Calculator time, 630.252 meters cubed. Go ahead, guest teacher, pause the video. Make sure that the students have written down all the parts of this example. Students, if you have finished writing down this example, go ahead and launch in and get started on the left-hand side of your work for today, which will be collected before the end of class today for credit. Make sure that you need to pull out a sheet of paper, and on that paper, you need to have written down the volume formula, length times width times height, length times width times height, and then substitute in the values for each rectangular prism, and then your answer. So you must have the work and the answer to get credit for this sheet. And yes, it will be graded. It will be part of your grade. So let's get it done. Go ahead and pause the video, guest teacher, and make sure that they have written this down on the back of their papers. Give them about 10 to 15 minutes to start the work on the volume side. It might be enough for some people to get done. It might be enough for some other people to have 2 or 3 of them done. It is up to you whether or not you want to let periods 3, 5, and 6 work together. But period 4, you guys should be in test formation, and you guys should be working silently. All right. Go ahead and pause the video. I'll be back with examples 2 and 3. All right, and we're back. Volume of cylinders. This is the second side of your paper. Go ahead and flip your paper over to the blank side where you should only have 3 examples written. And I want to talk about the volume of cylinders. So this formula, V equals capital B times H. This capital B is extremely special when it comes to math and geometry. Specifically, that capital B means the area of the base, which, you know, if it's a circle, that base is pi r squared. Wait a second. So if our essential question was, how are the volumes of rectangular prisms related to the volume of cylinders? And we saw that length times width was the area of the base. And capital B is the area of the base of a cylinder, or the area of the base of any figure. Right, that should be the answer to some kind of essential question somewhere. I don't know. So this is one of the volume formulas that we can use for cylinders. The other one is a pi r squared h. This is one that's more familiar to everyone in the room. Of course, pi r squared is the area of the base, capital B. Cool. Essential question? You might have just answered it. For this worksheet specifically, remember to use pi as 3.14 only. If you use full pi or use the pi key on the calculators, you will get different answers and you will not be able to finish. So use 3.14 only for this worksheet. Okay, so let's dive into our two examples. Here we go. Example 2. They give us the area of the base is 13 inches squared. Oh, how convenient, because we know the height of this cylinder is 7 inches. Substitute into the formula 13 times 7. Has someone done that already? Is there a hand in the air? Did that person say 91 inches cubed? Yes, that person is right. Guest teacher, go ahead and pause the video. Make sure that everyone has written this example and the work on the back of their worksheet. Unpause it when everyone has. And we're back with the last example, example number 3. So this is a very traditional example. We see a radius of 9 and a height of 7. So the radius is 9, the height is 7. I substitute it into my formula, pi r squared times height. Calculator time, use 3.14. Is someone's hand in the air? Yes, if you actually said 1,780 and 38 hundredths centimeters cubed, or 1780.38 centimeters cubed, you are correct. Guest teacher, go ahead and pause this video. Make sure everyone has this example plus all of the work written on the back of their worksheet. I'll be back when you get back. Now that everyone has all of the examples, I actually just want to go over some ground rules for the rest of this class period. Now, it should be about a little over halfway done. And so this sheet will be collected 5 minutes before the end of class. Yes, that means keep working past the 7-minute bell. Whatever is done will be graded as classwork. Now, remember, at the very beginning of this whole presentation, I told you that you need to make sure that on the back of your sheet, you need to staple a sheet with all of the work, which means you need to have the volume formula and the answer written down for any of these problems. Just like you see here, 13 times volume equals capital B times H, 13 times 7, and your answer. Or for example, 2, these 3 steps here, pi times 9 squared times 7, 3.14 times 81 times 7, and the answer written on a sheet of paper stapled to your page. Okay, whatever work is done will be graded as classwork. If you are disruptive and your name appears on the substitute's notes, I will give you 2 14-minute lunch detentions with me, probably Tuesday, Wednesday. Failure to meet one of those lunch detentions and skipping that lunch detention means an automatic referral and further punishment, and that punishment will be left up to me, whether it's an after-school detention, whether it's more lunch detentions, whether it's just a referral. We'll find out what it means. Don't push me, guys. Just do what you can. Keep moving forward. Be awesome. Be amazing. Awesome behavior will be rewarded. Guest teacher, if you write down students that are doing amazing work for you and helped you out, those students will also be rewarded in kind. Be awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and write your summary. Make sure your table of contents is updated. And then remember, this sheet will be collected 5 minutes before the end of class. Until I see you again tomorrow, class, keep doing the math.